My name's Dan Wilhelm with Three Options Realty. I'd like to talk to you about a blog that I wrote some years ago, actually, and I've recently reposted to our Three Options Realty website. The title of the article is Family-Centric Sustainable Living. It's a long blog, a lot longer than a blog probably normally ought to be, and this particular video blog has to be limited to like less than 3 minutes, otherwise it probably won't get looked at. So I don't have the luxury of a lot of time to talk to you about that on the video blog. So if you want to know more about it, I would invite you to come to our website at threeoptionsrealty.com and look at that blog titled Family-Centric Sustainable Living. But to get right to the meat of the matter, what I've observed over the years is that when my father was born back in the 1920s, he lived in an environment where homes were designed to accommodate 3 generations of living. It wasn't uncommon to have 3 generations under the same roof. The houses were built at that time to accommodate that kind of living. Well, we've become such a mobile society in recent years that it's just not that common. It's not contemplated, actually, that 3 generations will live under the same roof. And so builders and developers understand this. They build to the demand of the market. And if the market is not looking for a home that's going to last for 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 generations, they're going to build what they think the market wants. So, and I've got to say that as much as I'm passionate about this particular topic, I'm probably one of those who is just as much of a violator as most other people in the United States today. I live in a home that when I purchased it about 21 years ago, never envisioned at the time that I bought it that it would be a place that my children would live someday and my grandchildren would live someday. And as it turns out, it isn't. But when we build properties like that, when the builders are looking at what the consumer demands, they're building a house which is going to last for the anticipated time frame that particular homeowner is expecting they're going to want to live there. And I would say that I've lived in my home a lot longer than many people in America live in their homes. Most people are looking at it saying, well, I'm going to be here for 2, 3, 4 years, maybe so. I think the average turnaround time on a home in the United States is 7 years. So if a homeowner is thinking they're not going to live there longer than 7 years, they're not too particular about whether the siding is going to last 10 years or 20 years. They don't care too much about whether the plumbing is of a good enough material that it's going to last for 30 or 40 years. And they're looking at 5 to 7 years, 8 years, 9 years down the road. And if it meets that particular interim need, then it's satisfactory. Well, I think that when we take that perception on building, we kind of sequester the artisan out of the equation. We don't need to have the fancy filigrees on the front porch. We don't need the artful design that goes into, or used to go into, home construction in days of old. So we build homes that are marginally satisfactory to meet our particular needs today. And this is so environmentally wasteful because we use a lot of materials. We use people's time. We use people's money to build these things. And they are basically throwaway homes. And I know this is a concept that is probably foreign to most people, but the homes that are being built right now aren't designed to last, and they won't last. So one of these days, the home that you're living in right now, it may be the only good solution for it is to be raised. I know here in Atlanta right now, there are many parts of town where there's some homes that are, 80 to 100 years old, and some of them are being substantially renovated, but many of them are being raised and new homes are going up in their place. We see infills, we call it infill here in the metropolitan area, where you have these new mini mansions that are going up right in and amongst the older little 3-bedroom, 2-bath ranch homes with a carport. But that's what's happening. Those homes weren't designed to last, and they're not lasting. It's a tremendous waste of natural resources. If you want to know more about this, and I've written a whole lot more detail, I'll give you a whole lot more background leading up to how and why I think we have gotten to the state that we're in today. But if you're curious, want to know more about it, I invite you to go to the 3 Options Realty website, look for the blog called Family-Centric Sustainable Living, and learn some more about it. And if you want to have a conversation about it, send me an email and let's talk, or give me a phone call and let's talk, because I'm always happy to talk to anybody else that wants to talk about this particular topic. Okay, thanks, and have a great day.